Ever wondered why things don't always happen when you want them to? Ever questioned God's timing? These questions, though deeply personal, are not unique to you. They resonate with many of us across different walks of life and faith, but perhaps most profoundly with Christians. Why does God operate on a timeline that seems so different from our own? Why do our prayers sometimes seem unanswered, our dreams unfulfilled? It's a universal query, a shared quandary that often brings discomfort, even distress. But what if we told you that this divine delay is not a denial but a design? A design that is as intricate as it is intimate, as purposeful as it is profound. A design that is, above all, rooted in love and intended for our ultimate good. So let's embark on this journey of exploration and enlightenment. Today we delve into the mystery of God's timing and why trusting in it is essential. Consider the story of Abraham, a man who waited many years for God's promise to be fulfilled. Born in the ancient city of Ur, Abraham was a man of great faith, chosen by God to be the father of a great nation. Yet, despite this divine promise, Abraham and his wife Sarah remained childless for a significant portion of their lives. Abraham's life was a journey, one marked by a profound trust in God's promise. But this trust was put to the test over and over again. He and Sarah were already advanced in age when they received the promise of a child. The years rolled on, transforming into decades, and still there was no child. The promise seemed like a distant dream, a mirage in the desert, but Abraham held firm, his faith unyielding. Even when he faltered, as all humans do, he returned to his faith, anchored in the promise of God. It's important to remember that Abraham was not a perfect man, but he was a man of unwavering faith, and it's this faith that we're focusing on, this deep-seated trust in God's timing, even when things seem impossible. Sarah too had her moments of doubt. She laughed when she heard she would bear a son in her old age. But isn't that the nature of God's promises? They often defy our understanding, stretching our faith and pushing us beyond what we think is possible. The birth of Isaac, their promised son, did not happen according to human timing. It happened according to divine timing, in God's perfect time. And that's the crux of Abraham's story. It teaches us the power of patience, the beauty of trust, and the magic that happens when we yield to divine timing. Abraham's story is a powerful testament to the fruits of patience and unwavering faith in God's timing. It shows us that even when our hopes seem delayed, they are never denied when we trust in God's perfect timing. So, what does Abraham's story teach us about God's timing? Well, let's unpack this together. Abraham's story is one of patience and faith in the midst of uncertainty. He was promised a son, a lineage as numerous as the stars, yet years rolled by without a child. It would have been easy for Abraham to lose hope, to question God's promises. But he didn't. He held on, trusting in God's timing. This teaches us a vital lesson. God's timing is not like our timing. We live in an instant world. We want answers now, solutions now, promises fulfilled now. But God operates outside of our time constraints. He sees the bigger picture, the grand tapestry of our lives, woven with threads of past, present, and future. God's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with our own expectations. It's not delayed, it's not rushed, it's just right. Abraham waited for 25 years for God's promise to be fulfilled, but when it did, oh, how sweet it was. The birth of Isaac was not just the birth of a son, but the birth of a nation, the birth of a legacy. Trusting in God's timing requires patience and faith. Patience to wait, even when the promise seems far off. Faith to believe, even when the circumstances seem impossible. Abraham's story shows us that God is faithful to his promises, but in his own time. So the next time you're impatient, the next time you're questioning whether God has forgotten his promises to you, remember Abraham, remember his patience, his faith, his trust in God's timing. God's timing is a mystery, wrapped in an enigma, shrouded in the unknown. But one thing is certain, God's timing is always perfect. As the popular saying goes, he may not come when you want him, but he's always right on time. God's timing, as seen in Abraham's story, is always perfect, even if we can't see it at the time. So, hold on. Be patient. Have faith. Trust in God's timing. What happens when we choose to trust in God's timing? Just imagine a world in which you're no longer racing against the clock. A world where time is on your side, not an adversary. This is the realm you step into when you choose to trust in God's timing. So, let's take a moment to explore the rewards of trusting in God's timing. First off, there's peace. The sweet serenity that comes from knowing that you're walking in sync with a divine schedule, that things will unfold as they should when they should. There's no need to fret or worry because you're not in control. God is. And He's got this. He's got you. His timing, unlike ours, is always perfect. Next, we have fulfillment. When we trust in God's timing, we align ourselves with His purpose for our lives. We're not just running a race blindly, we're moving towards a finish line that's been set by the one who knows us best. We're not just chasing after the wind, we're pursuing a purpose that's been tailor-made for us. This gives a sense of fulfillment that's unparalleled. Then, there's joy. The joy that comes from trusting in God's timing is like the sunrise after a dark night. It's the reassurance that though weeping may endure for a night, joy comes in the morning. It's the certainty that no matter how long the winter, spring is sure to follow. It's a joy that's not dependent on circumstances, but on the unchanging nature of God. As we wrap up, I want to encourage you to trust in God's timing in your own life. It may not always be easy, and it may not always make sense, but remember, His clock ticks differently, but it never stops. When we trust in God's timing, we open ourselves up to His perfect plan for our lives. Remember, His clock ticks differently, but it never stops. Thank you for joining us on this journey of understanding and trusting in God's timing. We hope this has been as enlightening for you as it has been for us. Now we have a small favor to ask. If you found value in this video, please share it with your friends and family so they too can benefit from this message. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on our future content. Let's continue to spread the word and inspire others to trust in God's perfect timing. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if it resonated with you. It really helps us to reach more people with these uplifting messages. Remember, every journey starts with a single step, and while it may seem daunting at times, know that you are never alone. As we wrap up, we want to leave you with this final thought. Until next time, stay blessed and remember, His clock ticks differently, but it never stops. Trust in His timing and you'll find peace, fulfillment, and joy.